Hello everyone. Hello everyone. How y'all doing this morning or this night or this afternoon? Wherever this video catches you tonight, whatever time of day it is, welcome. Welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you back. Glad to see you back. Uh, I want to talk to y'all a little bit more tonight about some things, about the awakening process. And it is a process. I don't think no one awakens overnight. No one awakens overnight. It takes time. It takes effort. It takes patience. It takes love. And it takes a want to. You got to want to wake up. You got to want to do it. Some people, they could care less about waking up. That's what we're going to talk about tonight. Why is it so hard for some people to wake up? And it's so difficult for some people. And then for others, they have this inner desire, this great desire to wake up, to be aware, to figure out what's going on in the sky, to what's going on in the world, what's going on in me. These are questions that then an awakening person or an awakening person would ask. A person who ain't that's not trying to be awake ain't asking, nothing about the sky. They ain't asking nothing about themselves. They ain't asking nothing about their surroundings. They just plugged in, and it's a shame. You can't force anyone to wake up. Like I told y'all a few videos ago, it's a lonely journey. There's gonna be times when you're gonna feel like nobody understands you. There's gonna be times when you feel like you're the only one on this journey. But I'm here to tell you that you're not. You're not the only one. I know you feel like an outcast. I know you don't fit in with the crowd. You don't even like crowds, do you? That's because you are not plugged in. I used to, get somewhat jealous of those people that were real good at fitting in. They could walk into a place and just fit in so well, where I felt like I didn't fit in. I'm the kind of guy that stood kind of standoffish, as they would say. And I didn't like big crowds. I didn't like parties. And I didn't like a whole bunch of foolishness, which seemed to be what a lot of this atmosphere brings. You talking to somebody, and they talking about a whole bunch of, and it's okay to make small talk with some people, but it reaches a point where the conversation has no substance, and you looking for substance. You looking for something that can help you arise and ascend and get closer to God, get closer to who you are, get closer to the truth. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Getting closer to the truth. And the question is, why is it so hard for some people to wake up? Why is it why is most people still asleep? Why are most people, I'm gonna look at a quick note right here. Why are most people just plugged in and not aware? The reason being is most people can't see beyond the material. All they can see is the material realm. That's all that they think about is the material realm. That's all that they understand is the material realm. All they can see is the material. And unfortunately, that's the majority of people. All they can see is the material. I'm gonna tell you three things. What is the material? Well, it's called mainstream. It's called mainstream. You got mainstream media. You got mainstream religion, and you got mainstream finances, and everything is mainstream. And if you look and you're not awake, all you're gonna see is mainstream materialistic things. Let's look at mainstream media, what they call mainstream media. This is the format that shapes people's opinions. People that are plugged into the mainstream media, they get their opinions shaped by the mainstream media. And so you see people that are not awake, and you see them acting in a certain way, and you wonder, why are they doing this? Why are they acting like this? Why are they in this belief? They are plugged into the mainstream media. And if you want to ascend, if you want to wake up, unplug from the mainstream media. You know who I'm talking about. You watch the news, local news, world news, financial news, even the weather, you know, mainstream media, sports. All of this stuff is to keep you from going within, to keep you from seeing the truth, to keep you from understanding what's really going on. Mainstream media. Turn the mainstream media off. We look at that stuff, and it gets us. It's meant to and is designed to get you in a low vibration, to get you in fear, to get you angry. I mean, mainstream media extracts just about every type of negative emotion out of you: fear, anger, lust, gluttony. You can have it all. You see these commercials that are kind of strategically placed in the middle of the news. You watch the news and you get a commercial about it. You get a car commercial. You might get a some kind of clothing commercial. You get commercial like you gotta have this commercial. You gotta have it. You gotta have this. You gotta have that. And that's what people are linked up to. Now let's talk about mainstream religion. And this is a delicate subject for a lot of people, because people were born and raised in religions. And I'm not here to knock anybody's particular. If you're in a religion and you're scared I'm finna say something about your religion, I'm not. Because all mainstream religion keeps you from your real self, keeps you from the truth. I'm just gonna say it. And this is one man's opinion. You don't have to get, mad at me. This is just one man's opinion. But I believe that all main religion is a smokescreen, and is designed to keep people from the truth. I mean, it all houses, every religion houses a certain amount of truth. And just like every religion believes that their religion is the right. Every religion believes their religion helped them. They believe that God is endorsing their religion. They believe that God is the one endorsing their religion, and He is writing everybody else's religion off. He's endorsing my religion, but He's writing your religion off. You see how religion causes conflict? It causes anger. It causes division. It causes hate. Some of these religions claim to love, but they really in hate. because they're in segregation. How can you segregate without hate? And I understand everybody's not going to line up with your beliefs. And so you have to separate those who don't line up with your beliefs. And that's the bad thing about it. But a person who thinks for themselves, who thinks from their heart, and who is in tune with themselves, they can get along with another person who thinks for themselves and who are tune, and they can respect each other's opinions. And then they can more or less help one another. Some of the best help I've ever gotten was from other awakened people, not from religion, not from mainstream media, but other people that are in the awakening process. And we share and compare notes. We share and compare opinions. We share and compare theories. And we respect each other's opinions. We respect each other's theories. But at the end of the day, we think for ourselves. We form our own opinions. We form our own theories. But I've gotten so many ideas and so many thought-provoking things have been said to me. Like I watch YouTube, I talk to other awakened people in my area, in my vicinity, in my neighborhood, in my workplace. They're peppered out throughout the world. They're not the majority, but they are there. And if you are an awakened person, or if you're in the middle of the awakening process, I am happy to talk to you. I love listening to you. I love hearing your opinion. I love hearing your thoughts. I love hearing your theories on things. And I suspect most people do the same with me when I say things. So mainstream media is not good for a person that's trying to wake up, that's trying to unplug. Mainstream religion. If you're trying to really get to God, if you're really trying to be one with the Father, one with God, mainstream religion in many respects is getting in your way. It's actually standing between you and God. Tell mainstream religion to get out of my way so I can get to God. Third, I want to talk about the mainstream monetary system. The mainstream monetary system, or the banking system. The banks, the money, working your tail off every week for a piece of paper, spending time away from your kids, spending time away from your family, spending time away from God. And I know you got to earn a living. And I know most people that are listening to this can't help but have to stay locked into the monetary system. They've been locked and trapped into a monetary system. That means you are doing things that you don't really like to do or want to do, but because you have responsibilities, your bills got to get paid, and quite frankly, you have some things that you want. You like wearing nice clothes. You like, driving a nice car. You like, to be seen walking into a really nice home. And it's not that, well, some people do want to be envied. And so they get this stuff, and you got some people, they don't really want to be envied, but they like nice things. I mean, many years ago, probably in the mid 80s or late 80s, Madonna, who is a famous singer, y'all know her, most people know her. If you don't know her, I don't know where you've been. But she's a famous singer, been around a long time. One of her first and biggest hits was called Material Girl. One of her biggest hits was called Material Girl. And the song was about a girl who was materialistic, who was caught up in materialism, who was caught up in the material world. And she even said, a material girl in a material world. And that's the only thing she was focused on. And many people were dancing, many people were singing with the lyrics, being materialistic. And it was like almost like a Pied Piper was leading them down the materialistic road. Not to say anything bad about Madonna. I'm not here to talk about anyone. I'm not here to put anyone down. It was actually one of her biggest hits. It's one of the things that helped push her to the top. But I want to talk about how the mindset, the materialistic mindset, has grabbed hold to this whole world. People have become so materialistic. People have become so commercialized. It's because the commercials work on TV because people are materialistic. People want more than they need. People buy more than they need. People go in more debt than they need to go into. Why? Because of materialism. But a spiritual person doesn't need material things. They need what they need and maybe a little bit of things that they want here and there. But they don't have to have the nicest car. They don't have to have the most biggest, beautiful home. They don't have to have more money than everybody else in the bank. On the surface, those things sound really good and nice, don't they? But a materialistic person needs really one thing. That's their oneness. Their oneness with the light. Their oneness with the Father. Their oneness with God, the All, the One. Whoever God is, the one who created all of this. The one who is living inside of you. That's all a spiritual person wants. Is to raise their vibration, raise their frequency, and become a better person from within. Of course we want to live comfortable. Of course we want to live nice. But sometimes you can go too far with it, like with anything else. And people have let money become their God. They worship money. Money is the thing that they think about all the time. They can't be spiritual because they're always thinking about money. And money has them. And I heard a saying once. How does the saying go? It says, if you think money can buy you anything, you would do anything for money. If you think money can do anything, you would do anything for money. But money can't buy your awakening. Money can't buy your happiness. Or it can buy you materialistic happiness. And I have no problem with money in and of itself. I have no problem with money. I mean, the money in and of itself, it's the attitude towards being rich. The materialistic attitude. So those are the things most people can't awaken because they can't see beyond the physical. They can't see beyond the material. Now, if you want to awaken, if I'm talking to somebody that you really been thinking about trying to wake up, you really been thinking about you're hearing about it, you've seen it on the computer, and you trying to wonder what is they talking about when they talking about awakening? What does that mean? It means waking up to who you are, waking up to who God truly is, and where you are in the middle of this. You're beginning to see inconsistencies and fallacies in all of the. You begin to see inconsistencies and fallacies in mainstream media. You begin to see inconsistencies and fallacies in mainstream religion. You begin to see inconsistencies and fallacies in the materialistic banking, monetary, go out and get it, rat race, let's get all the money we can get and be rich and, and party and all this other stuff. And most people, when you get tired of all of that and you want to wake up and find some real freedom, now you are pointing towards the awakening process. So, my question is this: where do you stand? Where do you stand? Are you gonna stay plugged in, or are you gonna unplug? Because eternity lies in knowing who you are and where you come from and where you are going, not in the materialistic, not in the physical. You have to look past the physical. You have to look past the materialistic and become more spiritual. And that goes by, as I've said in just about every video that I've ever made, you have to go within. And I personally, I know some people don't, I personally include God. I include the Heavenly Father, but not from a religious, traditional religious standpoint, but from a personal standpoint. My personal journey is to be one with the Father, to be with Him, to be with that energy, to be with that that entity that allowed me to be here. Just like a parent, just like a child loves the one that brought them into the world. A parent loves their father. A child loves their father. A child loves their mother. And there's a duality of one. That's why they say man and woman leave their father might become one. See, God is one. He's the feminine and the masculine. But He's your parent. I say He for the sake of reference purposes. But He is both and none at the same time. It's hard to wrap your head around, I know. It's hard for me to wrap my head around. But you have to really, be a spiritual minded person to kind of even see what I'm talking about. Because if you're materialistic, physical, traditional type person, this is not even interesting to you. This is not even, you just sitting there with the lazy eye looking like, yeah, whatever. That's, yeah, whatever. If you're sitting there doing that, then we are not on the same frequency. And I'm not mad at you. I'm not disappointed at anyone that either likes or that doesn't like these videos, and they don't see that they're getting anything out. I'm not disappointed. I'm doing this because I love the Heavenly Father. I love the All. I love the universe. I got love to pour out. And I have to pour it out. I pour it out in these videos. If it just helps one person, if it just shows one person the way, it makes it all worth it. And so the message that I want to send out to y'all tonight is become less materialistic. Turn off the mainstream media. Unplug from these mainstream religions. And look for God yourself and think for yourself. Go within to find God. And as far as the monetary system goes, don't be overly anxious about trying to get rich and be having all this materialistic stuff. God will give you all that you need. And if you're the type of person that helps people, if you're the type of person that gives and shares, you have all you need and then some. So get out of this fear of not having what you need. I want you to remember 3 things. Remember these 3 things when you go in prayer, when you meditate, and this is part of the awakening process. Remember these 3. I'm going to give you 3 things to think about. Ready? Reverence, humility, and gratitude. Reverence, humility, and gratitude. If you show reverence, show humility, and you are thankful, nothing will be impossible to you in this awakening process. And you will find your purpose. When you go in prayer and you talk to the Heavenly Father, God, the All, the universe, they're all one and the same. They're all one and all. Have reverence, have humility, and show gratitude. Unplug, become less materialistic, and become more spiritual. And you will be on your way home. And you'll be on your way to the truth. Everybody's not going to want this. And it's because everybody doesn't want this, you might find yourself walking this path alone. You might find yourself not fitting in. You may find yourself in a lonely place. But remember this, there are others like you out here that's walking this path alone. And from time to time, we'll find each other. We'll encourage one another. We'll help each other on this path. And then we'll go on our way. And we'll see one another again in the end, at the end of the road. So that's my video for tonight. God bless and continue to awaken.